Welcome to Ron's RC Garage in Peoria, Arizona. It is August 14th, Monday. We haven't done a video in a little while. We just haven't had a lot of subject matter. I got some stuff today, though. I got a new tool that I'm pretty excited about. In our little shop here in the house, added a little more pegboard. So we put one on the left, and we moved the 8.2 and the 8T and all their parts over there. And then this one is all B3 and T3 and their parts. Something I'm really excited about. I'm going to convert this B3 to a dirt oval car. One of the guys at Fair Farm is going to convert the 5th scale track to a big dirt oval. So I'm pretty excited about that. That sounds like fun. We haven't been doing a lot of racing. We've been rained out for 2 weeks. Last week we didn't have enough people show up to race. But normally, I race almost every Saturday. Just finished up another body. I like my NASCAR bodies. So this is a throwback old Dodge one. It's the paint scheme that Bill Elliott, driving an Abraham Motorsports Dodge, won the 2002 Brickyard 400 in. And I've always liked Mopars. So, got that whipped up. Going to take it out next Saturday. We're ran it 2 weeks ago, an old OS VZB. Everybody tells me they're a great engine. Tony Schumacher, who is A.J. Schumacher's dad, gave me this engine. And right before Bill Mason left for the East, he's the engine guru. He put a front bearing in it and a light pinch and said, "Ron, this thing's in excellent shape." So I finished the break-in and ran it 2 weeks ago. And it's good. It's a trip. So that's kind of cool. It doesn't get the fuel mileage of the Alphas, but it's got the power. Enough to get me in plenty of trouble. The other thing we did, Dollar Hobbies had these T3 chassis. They were darn near giving them away at 24 bucks. So I went ahead and snagged another one for a backup. So in the past couple of weeks, I went ahead and put my 1/4x1/4 T6 aluminum braces in it. And reamed out the 1/2-inch clutch bell relief hole in the bottom. So it is ready when need be. Change everything over and my little modifications to it are done. That's kind of cool. The other thing you all know I've had problems with is splitting the seams on these AA fuel tanks. And I think I finally got that under control. And again, it's maybe not all their fault. A lot of it's my driving. So I'm not mounting the tanks quite as hard in the truck. I'm leaving a little more flex in there. And then of course, like most everybody does, I'm putting the aluminum tape on the outside of the tank. And then I prep the seam with some 400 paper, wipe it down good, and I take a glue gun and I glue the entire seam on it. And since I've been doing this, I have not split another tank. And the other thing I've been doing for a long time, and some of the guys really like it, I've made some for AJ, both for his buggy and truck, is I make these little aluminum shields that go right there, and they help keep the heat off the tank. And also, I've had some hard contact over the years, hard enough that the pipe ends up against the tank, and I've actually burned a hole in the tank. I just get the aluminum at Ace Hardware, super cheap, and just fab it up. It takes about 10 minutes, and put a 90-degree bend on it down the bottom and put it underneath 2 mudguard screws. So you don't add any hardware, you're putting virtually no weight in the truck at all. And then the other thing I do is I gently increase the radius of the header so that the pipe is almost all the way up against the mudguard, and that gives another 3 millimeters of room between the tank and the pipe. And I do that with, I use a 30-year-old pair of Snap-on brake caliper spreaders, and I just put them between the flanges on the header, and then just gently twist it and just open them up ever so slightly, and then test fit it on the truck until I get it right. And again, it's just doesn't cost anything, doesn't take any time, and just gives a little more cushion to everything going on, more clearance. So that's, again, it's worked for me. And the other thing, we've got this truck durable enough now, we're getting a lot of run time on it without breaking a bunch of parts, and we're finally getting quite a bit of wear on the axle drive pins and the drive shaft drive pins. So I decided I need to get a pin replacement tool, and I looked around, and the Mugen tool, the reviews were not good on it. I mean, some people loved it, most people said it durability was nothing, it just broke immediately. And then of course Huddy has one, and I'm sure the Huddy's great. However, it's a $100 bill. Didn't want to spend that much. So I talked to a guy at Fear Farm. He's one of the really fast guys, and he's kind of running Fear Farm right now. His name is Frank Gallo. And I talked to Frank and told him what I was trying to do. He said, Ron, I've had this one tool for over 2 years. I've changed 50 or 60 pins with it, and it's perfect. It's the one you need to get. It is, he told me where to get it. It's the only place I found one. An outfit called RC Renew. The owner's name is Lance. Super good people. So I went ahead online and bought this little thing. It's 50 bucks. I just used it for the first time this morning. I changed 2 axle pins and the pins in both front and rear drive shaft on this truck. And it is slicker than snot on a doorknob. It's a no-brainer. If you keep it clean and lubed, which is not too tough to do, you'll never have to buy another one. And just a little bit of finesse. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to operate this thing. If you can put together a kit and not mess up too many things, you can operate this tool. And then with the Associated, Frank gave me the part number of the pins he uses. I found them, I did the research, they're too long. For the AE, especially the drive shaft pins where they go into the center diff. So I went ahead and got a bag of these Mugen pins. They're 3 millimeter by 12.8. And of course you can probably see the part number, C0270. There's 10 of them, they're like $7. This little tool is aluminum, and I just put it on this little vise that I use in here. I got the little vise at Ace Hardware too. It was nothing. I've had it for a long time. And I just jerry-rigged a little mount for it here, so it's fine. And this tool's got a little hole in the back of it. That's where you eject the old pin. It's got this slot in here, and you just take your drive shaft or axle, and you just, with a worn pin, you just slide it in there until it hooks in the thing. I'm trying to do this one-hander. Okay, it's going to work. And then you just take this screw, this is all I use, and just screw this in until it bottoms out against the axle. Then you take it out. There's another screw that comes with it. It's got a hole in it. You take your new pin and put it in that hole, and you put it in there, and you just keep your axle where the old pin is just centered in there. You just tighten that in till the old pin drops out of that hole. And that'll have this bottomed out. So then you take this one out again, and you put your first one in, which is blunt on the end. You run it down to center your pin. If you go a little too far, you just flip the axle around and push it back the other way until you get the pin centered. And it's it's the hot tip, and it's going to save a lot of money. Don't have to buy more new stuff. And then again, you don't have a DNF because you snapped a pin. Keep everything good and tight. I'm not getting any appreciable outdrive wear on this truck, but I am getting pin wear, and I lube them, clean them, and lube them every week. That is kind of what we got going on here. I think we're going to have a good turnout next Saturday. It's a series race. We have a 5-race series going this summer. This will be the 3rd race in the series. I'm excited about it because right now I'm seeded number 2 in my class. So I just going to pray for a good run, see if I can snag another podium out of the thing. I'd like to have a podium finish in the series. I'm going to do my best. Everything is prepped and ready to go. Didn't have any cleanup or anything because I didn't even put this thing out in the track last week to practice it. I just brought it home and tore it apart and put these pins in. So with that, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Have a great weekend. A great week, great weekend, and hope you, especially you guys out on the East Coast, are getting some run time in and having fun with all your stuff. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.